obviously the bye week came at a good time and opportunity for us to, you know, take a break physically and mentally for, a few days, but also get a lot of good work in and, in-house stuff that you have an opportunity to do as a staff and, kind of recharge for these last 5 weeks. And so thought we took advantage of that and came back on Sunday and was able to get a practice in and got everybody back in town, and then day off yesterday and then back at it today. So looking forward to it. We're excited about the opportunities that are ahead of us starting this week with Indiana State and opportunity to go on the road and be together and obviously try to put together to play good football. I think that for this team and for everybody here, when you lose 4 games in a row, just looking for that winning feeling, and there's a lot of hard work that has to go in to go and earn that, but we're looking forward to that opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions. Let's go first to Dan Verdun.
Good morning, Coach. Excuse me. Good morning, Coach.
How you doing?
Doing well. So, you mentioned a chance to get away in a number of ways, physically, mentally, and so forth. But as a coach, can you truly ever do that, or is it just kind of shifting gears a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think you ever get away. I mean, even when you try, I mean, you understand what this profession and especially as a coach. I mean, it's always on your mind. Sometimes I feel like I get some of the most work done when I'm not in the office. You're thinking about things, and so yeah, it's always on your mind. But I think it's healthy, and we talked about this too. Try to get away from here, coaches and players. A lot of the coaches were on the road recruiting, some time to reflect and get away from it. Obviously, spend some time with your families, and then get back in here, recharge. So. I think you're always thinking about it, but it is good to get away from it for a little bit, a couple days.
Focusing on Indiana State, I've seen them play a couple times this year, and the quarterback, the kid from Jacksonville, is very mobile. And certainly, we've talked about this before, what that presents to a defense. But what have you seen out of him?
Yeah, no, I think he does a really good job. I think when you watch them play, it really runs through them, whether it's the run game and the opportunity for him to pull the ball down and run, and he's a tough kid. Throws for a good percentage and completes the ball, and so I think he's doing a really good job as a young guy.
Thank you for your time.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. We'll go next to Matt Varney.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
What's up, Matt?
Not too much. I know coming out of the NDSU game, you felt like you had some good moments. Obviously, the score didn't reflect that, but you felt like you did fairly good against the Bison. How have you guys used that kind of building block the past week and a half now?
Yeah, I think, obviously you go back and you watch the previous game and show them things that we did, really well. Obviously, I felt like that was our best effort defensively, as far as playing a really good team with #1 team in the country now, holding them under 400 yards of offense and 24 points and making them earn everything. I think that was the biggest thing. I think Illinois State has 6 touchdown explosive plays for touchdowns and 0 against NDSU. Them having to earn everything, not letting anything get loose. Obviously they're going to go on some drives. But making them earn it, playing physical, getting off the field, getting stops, back-to-back stops, giving our offense an opportunity. And so I think there's some things that we've got to build upon that. And, I think we all do. We all have to find the things that we've done well and lean into that and know that, we have 5 games left to kind of turn the page and put our best foot forward in all areas and all 3 phases.
Are you expecting anybody back from injury?
No, not anybody. I'm trying to think from the last game of who was out that would be be playing. We have so many guys. The long-term guys know, Swindeman and AJ still know, but coming, Lindauer would be the only, new guy that'd be dressed up for the game at quarterback.
You talked about, the last 5 games of the season, and obviously your run game hasn't been probably what you expected it to be up to this point. If it took that next step, that next go to that next level, what would that mean for the final 5 games of the season?
Well, I mean, it has to for us to play well offensively. I mean, we got to be able to run the football. We've said that time and time again. I mean, you can't control a game. You can't be super explosive on offense unless you're running the football at a high level. So that's on everybody, the coaching staff, to create opportunities and in the run game, and then obviously it's the players to go out there and execute it. And sometimes you just have to line up and be able to block the front and break tackles as a player. But so I think collectively we all have to be better in that area.
And then last one, you mentioned Indiana State's quarterback. Obviously, you had a dual threat with DJ as well. Did practicing against him in the earlier weeks help your defense potentially prepare for him this week?
Um, Now I don't know about reflecting back and playing against DJ, but yeah, I mean we've seen mobile quarterbacks as far as you know, the last week, being able to prepare for NDSU. I mean, Cam Miller is going to run the football, especially in the red zone. They bring in 9 and do a lot of quarterback runs. So you're constantly every week somebody's giving you a little bit of that. So your rules and how you're going to attack and try to stop, guys that run the football specifically from the quarterback position.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt. And let's go finally to Bucky Dent.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
What's going on?
Well, I was going to kind of ask you some sort of variant of that. Coming off the bye week now, getting back into games, you know, you're just talking about Indiana State's quarterback and his mobility. From your team's perspective, um, obviously there's things you prepare for each opponent, but part of it is at a certain point you just kind of have to say, hey, let's do what we can do. I mean, do you kind of just focus on yourself and then kind of take it from there? And if someone has, if an opponent has something as far as something you want to try to contain or stop, you worried about them, but is it first kind of focusing on yourself?
I think every week that is that. I think it'd be good for you, Bucky, just one day to come up maybe and shadow for the week, see how the whole process. Maybe it'd be good for the whole non-coaching world to see. I mean, it always starts with yourself. I mean, schematically, this is what we do. You're not putting in new schemes every week. You might have a wrinkle or two, or defensively a pressure, but a 3 down, 3-4 teams not all of a sudden becoming something brand new week to week. You're not going to play well. So you are what you are, and you have the schemes that you've put in that your players can execute at a high level. And then it's your job to match those to what you're going against and see what out of your playbook gives you the best opportunity to win. And so I think every week it starts with yourself. This is what we do. Then it's, through the scout periods in practice is giving them the looks that you think that their defense or offense is going to be in. So this is how we have to block this front. It's the same play, but week after week after week, if you watch NFL or college, they're running a lot of the same plays that might be blocked a little bit differently if you get a different front or a different defense, but it's the same play. So you go into the games on what you do well and what you can execute at a high level, and then you obviously have to be able to do it against what you're seeing.
A couple of questions about the Indiana State quarterback, but as far as a team goes, where is Indiana State in comparison to last year? What have they improved on? Where do you anticipate the toughest test from them in terms of what you need to do to come out of there with a win?
Yeah, I've always had a ton of respect for Coach Mallory. I think he does a really good job when you watch the tape. I mean, we had a ton of respect for him last year. I mean, we had to win to get in the playoffs, similar to this year. I mean, we're gonna have to play to keep moving forward and make the next game um, meaningful as far as an opportunity. There's still an opportunity for this team to keep playing, and there's a lot of work to be done to do that. But that's the excitement and the belief that we have in this building. And so, yeah, I think every year, Coach Mallory's got well thought out schemes, sound in everything they do. All three phases. When you put on the tape, there's nothing like, well, I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here. They got a good coaching staff. They always have hires good men, good coaches, and so it's just going to be a challenge for us. I mean, we got to go on the road and play good football.
Um, how good has it been to get Michael back in uniform and get him some practices and get him ready just in case something were to happen to Jake?
Yeah, it's been good, man. I'm proud of Mike. I mean, I think for everybody. I mean, he could easily said, "I'm not doing this," you know. In middle of April, he made this decision that he wasn't going to play football anymore, and then he took probably, I don't know, a month or 6 weeks when I offered him the opportunity to coach and thought about it, was thinking about not. Glad he did because he's been a great addition to our coaching staff. And then, I mean, right now, I mean, he hasn't been like training and doing all of those things and no summer. I mean, he's been to all the camps and he's been a coach. And so he could easily been like, I'm not doing that to come back and be a backup and move down to the locker room. I mean, we didn't make him do that. You know, it was his decision to do so. And so I've been proud of him. I mean, selfless act and, to help our team out. And he's been doing a great job. I mean, he brings a good energy. He always has. He's been a natural leader since he stepped foot here. Everybody loved. That's why I thought he was going to be a great coach, just because he has a great demeanor about himself. And so he's been out there doing a good job.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.